Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, way back in July 2018, we made our predictions for the final league table of the English League Championship. A very difficult thing to do. It's such a volatile league, and competitive as well the Championship. But we made our predictions all the same. Had a lot of stick in the comments section as usual, a little bit of praise as well, I must add. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to react to our predictions just in a moment. But how it goes down is, for an exact prediction, we'll get 5 points. For a prediction where we're just one place out, below or above, we'll get 3 points. And for a team that finishes 2 places above or below, we'll just get the 1 point. Just as a comparison, that last season, Nathan, you had 17 points at the end of the prediction video, and I had 13. So let's see how well I get on against you this time around.
Okay, so starting with the bottom 3, we're going to do these in blocks. So starting with the relegation places. Now, I said that Bolton will finish bottom, and in some cases, well, first of all, it's an absolute crisis going on up there. Entered administration last week, getting, I believe, an 18 points deduction. People are going to reckon, or the bottom fans will reckon, for next season, because of course they failed to fill all their fixtures this season because the players went on strike.
And they weren't paid either, so terrible time there.
Exactly, and on top of that, they couldn't pay their stewards and stuff of here. So absolute, just horrific. Got to be behind Coventry, the worst owners in England at the moment, in my opinion. But
well, there's other people like Blackburn and Blackpool. I know they've had their issues as well. So.
But the good news is Blackpool have ousted them now, which is good. Goodbye the Oystons, you were terrible. I thought Bolton would finish bottom, mainly because they haven't signed anyone, and I knew that they were in a crisis at the start of the season as well. In a way, it's an absolute miracle that they managed to finish 23rd, in my opinion. But I was one out, so I get 3 points there. Then in 23rd, I put Rotherham, mainly because I didn't think they built off from their League One side, and what happened when they got relegated last time, finished bottom, absolute terrible when they're in the Championship 2 seasons ago. I was one place out again, so I get another 3 points there. I believe they got relegated on the last day as well, which was quite unfortunate for them, but hey ho. Then in 22nd, many people were unhappy with this, but I put QPR in 22nd position. Now, mainly because of the transfer embargo that they had until January, and they had Steve McLaren as manager, who he has a terrible record of managing teams, so I didn't think that was going to happen, but luckily they sacked him in the end. They did manage to turn it around a bit. They finished in 19th place. I was 3 out, and I get no points for that. So 2 out of 3 on the relegation this year.
They're already on 6 points there. So looking at mine, I also had Bolton at finishing bottom, just the 1 position out there. So I get the 3 points on that as well. Next, in 23rd position, I predicted Rotherham as well, exactly the same as you. 3 points there as well, just 1 position out. Next, in 22nd position, I put Hull City. They actually finished 9 points above that prediction in 13th place. So yeah, well done to Hull for that. I think it was due to the turmoil that they were sort of going through at the end of the 2017-18 season, and you know, I think there's a lot of players going out the door, but I got that one a little bit wrong. So for me, yeah, at this stage I'm on 6 points as well.
To be fair, going back to Hull, they do have a proven manager in Nigel Atkins. He's done some great things with some clubs, and they have some good players as well, such as Jarrod Bowen, who I believe we went for in January. Well, talking about Cardiff anyway. But anyway, moving on to 21st to 17th. Now, I put Ipswich narrowly missing out on relegation. Now, I was
bottom.
Yeah, I was completely wrong with this. They finished rock bottom. They were absolutely appalling this season. Of course, they let go of Mick McCarthy last year. Now, I thought they were going to bring in a good manager who could sort of do things with them. Now, they didn't exactly bring in any players at all. So I thought, because it's Ipswich, I thought they were narrowly going to miss out on relegation. But nope, they finished rock bottom, were absolutely terrible, so I get no points for that. Then I put Hull City in 20th. Now, I did the same for you because of their turmoil. However, I did expect a managerial change, but I didn't expect them to do as well as they did, to be honest. But I just didn't think they have good enough players, and because of their owner turmoil, who, of course, Hull Tigers. We're not going to accept that name, honestly. But I believe they changed it back now, which is good, and the fans are happy.
They're not allowed to change it anyway, league rules and all that sort
which
of thing.
is absolutely fantastic from the AFL, which is an absolute first for some reason. But anyway, 19th put Reading. Now, I was one place off with this one. They've actually finished in 18th. No, they actually finished in 20th, so I get 3 points there. Yeah, they haven't been good for a few years now. Especially your prediction last year where you were 18,
that was terrible.
18
we won't go
places
into
out.
that though, will we?
What were you thinking that year?
Oh,
But
terrible.
I didn't think they were going to improve on last year, and I was right with that one pretty much, so another 3 points in the bag there. Then I predicted Birmingham City to finish in 18th. Now, Gary Monk in charge, of course. I didn't expect big things from them. They didn't really sign anyone. And, of course, did think...
The points, they had the points taken away from them, so they would have finished a lot higher than they did as well.
Yeah, I did sort of think they would have a points deduction anyway, because they did have FFP issues, and I knew they were going to get a transfer embargo somehow, so... Yeah, I get another 3 points from that. And then in 17th, I predicted Blackburn. They actually finished in 15th, so I get 1 point from that. Now, Blackburn... Coming up from League One, I knew they were going to stay up. There are some good players, so I was pretty much right with that one. Bradley Dack, fantastic this season as well for them. So yeah, that's my 21st to 17th.
Okay, so my 21st to 17th, I had Queen's Park Rangers, who I was just 2 positions out on that one, gaining myself 1 point. In 20th, I went for Reading. I had that one spot on, so a nice 5 points for me there. A lot better prediction this season than I did last season on the Royals there. Next I had Blackburn Rovers, of course, came back from Division 1 the previous season. There was 4 positions out there. They actually finished a little bit higher than I envisaged. Ipswich Town, terrible season. They've gone down into the first division. I predicted that they finished in 18th, so nothing there. And next I had Wigan, who finished in 18th. I had them finish in 17th, so I'm pretty pleased with that prediction there, so that gives me 3 points. So overall, at the moment, Nathan, you've got 13 points and I've got 15 points, so very tight at the moment, so it's anybody's game. So let's move on to the next block.
Yep. Going from 16th to 12th, now I had Bristol City finishing in 16th, mainly because they lost loads of players in the summer transfer window, one of which Bobby Reid to Cardiff and Aidan Flint to Middlesbrough as well, which was a massive loss for them, but that didn't seem to affect them. They finished in 8th, which was much better than I anticipated, to be honest, but that completely hampered them, and I got no points for that. Then I had Wigan. I had in 15th. I was 3 out on that one. I thought they'd have a good season. They had some great players. Will Grigg, but unfortunately he went to Sunderland, so stayed in League One, and they didn't do as good as I thought. So no points again. Then I had Millwall in 14th. Same place again. I thought they'd build from last season. They didn't do that at all, and they narrowly missed out on relegation, which was quite a surprise for me. No points again. Then the absolute biggest mistake I had, Aston Villa finishing in 13th. What was I thinking? Honestly, mainly because they had Steve Bruce in charge. They had a terrible start to the season.
He got sacked then, though, didn't he?
Of course, he did get sacked. I didn't expect them to bring in a manager as good as Dean Smith, who was doing wonders at Luton Town. Of course, getting him pretty much promoted, but
they are promoted.
I didn't expect them getting into the playoffs, and they could still go up as well. Then in 12th, I had the Jacks. Now, they actually finished in 10th position, which was better than I thought. They're just letting go of all their players, and their owners are just terrible. But they were lucky. They were lucky to finish where they were, in my opinion. They had a good manager in Graham Potter. It's an absolute shame that he's left you for Brighton now to go in a good league, the Premier League, so or to go for a bigger club than you. So yeah, unlucky Swans fans. No, it's not unlucky. It's not harsh. I hope Tony Pulis goes and manages you now. Now you'll get to see some proper football.
Interesting. Okay, so my 16th to 12th positions, I had Birmingham City finish 16th. I was just 1 position away, aided by that points deduction, of course. They finished in 17th position, so I get 3 points for that. Next I had Bristol City, had a bit of a shocker there. They actually finished 7 points above 15th in 8th position, so I had 0 points there. Next I had Norwich City finishing in 14th. Of course, they won the Championship. Congratulations, Canaries, being in the Premier League next season. And I was way off with that one.
You're absolutely shocked.
That was a shocker one. 13 positions away on that one. Next up, I thought Millwall would build on their relative success that they had last season. However, they didn't. I'm not sure the amount of players they bought in, or the quality of the players they bought in wasn't up to really the championship or what it entails. Real hard slog, and they finished in 21st, of course. So I was 8 positions out on that one. And next I had Sheffield United, like Norwich. Yeah, like Norwich, going up to the Premier League now, and I was 10 positions out on that one. So yeah, sorry on that one, Sheffield. I thought you'd have a worse season than you did last season.
I don't think Wednesday fans will be appreciative of that.
No. So that's my 16th to 12th reaction there. At the moment, I'm currently on 18 points, and you're currently on 14 points.
So you're already doing better than last season. 4
points difference.
Moving on from 11th to 7th. Now, I had Sheffield Wednesday finishing in 11th. They actually finished in 12th, so I was 1 off that, so I get 3 points there. Hard to say with this one. Didn't think they would build on from last season. Thought Forestieri and Barry Bannon would actually do something for them, but I just didn't think that they had a proven manager to get them into the playoff position. So unlucky Morgs viewers, or unlucky that kid from Sheffield who clickbaits every week. Or should I say not unlucky. It's not that harsh in my opinion until you delete your tweets, so that's all I can say about that one. Thank you for finishing in 12th. Sorry Sheffield Wednesday fans for that one. In 10th position I went for Leeds United. What was I thinking? I thought Bielsa was going to be out the door in 3 months just because of the way he treated managers, but I was wrong. Some good talent there. Lots of youth players coming through your system. I reckon you'll go up next season. It's just a shame you bottled it in the playoffs, but oh well, I was 7th off from that one. In 9th position I had Sheffield United, 7th off again. I thought they were going to build on last season. Good squad, amazing manager in Chris Wilder. Billy Sharp, fantastic. All your players, all your loan players.
Seems to be around forever.
Yeah,
Billy Sharp. So
yeah, you could say he's Mr. Champion. He's Mr. Football League really. But I was completely out with that one. Then I had Preston in 8th. Now, I was 6th off of that one. I thought they were going to build on last season and sort of do well.
They did. They started badly, then they sort of rose up into the playoffs almost, I think, and then they sort of slipped away again. So a little bit of a yo-yo season for Preston there.
Yeah, they sort of seem to have that sort of
form
run,
up and down.
Yeah, they did lose some players as well, such as Greg Cunningham to us, which, well, with the way he played this season, I don't think they really missed him, to be fair. But
he didn't really get a chance. Really,
Joe Bennett was great. But anyway, I put Brentford in 7th as well, fourth out on that one. The likes of Neil Maupay and some of their good players, they didn't have... Well, Neil Maupay had an alright season. Hopefully Cardiff can swoop for him next year, but... Again, I was out on that one, but yeah, I only had 3 points on that one, so another bad section. Okay, so my 11th to 7th position, I went for Leeds in 11th. Terrible. Like yourself, terrible. I was 8 positions away. Leeds narrowly missing out on that automatic promotion and then losing in the playoff semi-final. So another year in the Championship for Leeds. Next, I had Swansea City to finish in 10th, and they did finish in 10th, so I'm happy with that. Predicted they'd finish 10th. A lot of people saying what you mean. Swansea, they're going to come down, but they've got all these great players. They should storm the Championship, which they didn't. So I was right on that one. It's a shame they're all going to leave in the summer as well, though.
With what's his name going to Manchester United?
Dan James.
To
be fair, with his talent, he really deserves that move, in my opinion. And hopefully, if Solskjaer doesn't actually does something with a team that isn't mould, then you'll get into the side. Hopefully.
He's got a lot of rebuilding. That's going to take them years to sort that out, and maybe Dan James can be part of that. So in 9th position, I went for Sheffield Wednesday. I was just 3 positions out there. They finished in 12th. Next, I had Aston Villa. Again, 3 positions out, although they finished in the playoffs in 5th position rather. And then I had Brentford. I thought Brentford, they've been in and around the playoffs the last few seasons, and I thought they'd be there again. However, I was 4 positions out on that when they finished in 11th. I think they had a bit of a push towards the end of the season as well, because they were kind of struggling a little bit in the Championship. But for looking at the points now, Nathan, you're on 17 points and I'm on 23, so moving ahead a little bit.
Okay, so moving on to the playoffs, I had Norwich actually finishing in 6th, but of course they won the league. Now, main reason I put them there was because they brought in some fantastic players in the summer, the likes of Timo Pukki, Dortmund's Felix Passlack, who unfortunately became a flop in the end, but
although Pookie hadn't done a lot anywhere in Europe or in Scotland.
I just had a feeling with the players that Norwich had brought in and with their existing squad.
Yeah, he did very well.
But however, I didn't have the faith in at the start of the season in Daniel Farke, who just looks like your average history teacher, really. But yeah, I didn't expect them to go up. They had a okay start to the season, and then they really pushed on and won the league, so they were fantastic. Well. Then I had Derby in 5th. They actually finished 6th, so I was sort of right there, getting 3 points from that. Now, the main reason was because of their fantastic loan signings and Frank Lampard, who is a great man.
Well, it's his first season.
First season, and he's done great with them. Brought in the likes of Mason Mount, Harry Wilson, great players all round, including some experience as well.
That second leg of the playoff semi-final was a fantastic match.
Yeah, just where they came and surprised Leeds.
Yeah. It was one of the best matches of the season that I've watched, I think. So.
Yeah, beat most of the Premier League matches as well. But yeah, so sort of happy with that one. Then I had Nottingham Forest in 4th. Now, 5 out on that one, way out. They bought loads of players in the summer, some good quality signings, and Aitor Karanka, who's already taken Middlesbrough up into the Premier League a few years ago. But he just lost the plot, really. He just couldn't seem to do it. And their signings didn't really work out. So, and of course, Karanka got sacked.
Well, they did have a big improvement on the previous seasons. So.
Yeah, they did have an improvement. Brought in Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane, but they didn't seem to do much. And some Forest fans believe they wanted to go as well.
Already, wow.
Yeah, which is a bit mental. But yeah, no points again. Then this is just horrific. Stoke City in 3rd. Now, mainly because of their signings. Not really. I suppose you could say the signings, but the quality of the squad, they kept a lot of their players from the Premier League, and I was expecting myself a lot better from Stoke this season. Yeah, like they have the likes of Benica Phobie, Joe Allen, England goalkeeper Jack Butland, which is insane.
I think Joe Allen has he moved on to Wolves now. I'm not sure if he's signed for Wolves yet.
I think he's going to go there. Yeah. They're after him. They seem to be after everyone at the moment, but. Yeah, I was way out with that one, so in the playoffs I only get one team sort of right and get 3 points from there.
So my playoff predictions, not good as well. I had Preston North End finishing in 6th position because they've been teetering on that the last few seasons, but I was 8 positions out on that one, although they were looking good for the playoffs at one point. Then I had Nottingham Forest pre-season. They made a lot of good signings, and I thought they were going to be this season's Wolves, where Wolves... From the previous season, they hadn't done a lot. They signed all these great players and they pushed on. I think this season, really, that's been either Norwich or you could say Leeds to some extent. Yeah. So I had no points for Nottingham Forest. I was 4 positions out on that. Next, I had Derby County finishing in 4th position. They actually finished 6th, so I had a point for that one. Derby have been there or thereabouts for the last few seasons now, always in contention. And you have to say that Lampard so far has done a very good job, and they could all, they can get promotion in that final against Villa on Bank Holiday Monday. And finally, I went for West Bromwich Albion in 3rd position. They finished in 4th, so I get 3 points for that. So gained another 4 points there. So currently, Nathan, you're on 20 points. And I've moved up to 27.
So moving on to the top 2 now. In 2nd, I had West Brom. Now, mainly because Darren Moore, great manager. Absolute shocking that he got sacked. I thought he'd be able to do something in the playoffs. They were pretty much comfortable there, and they just sack him just 2 months before, which is absolutely absurd. But with some of the players they had, and I thought they had a good transfer window as well. I thought they were going to go straight back up. Getting Dwight Galen was fantastic, but I don't think he's staying on there next season. So I was 2 out on that one, which means I get 1 point. Then finishing top, I had Middlesbrough. What was I thinking once again? I thought they had a decent squad. Tony Pulis has got teams up there, but some of the football they played near the end of the season.
Well, he's gone now.
Well, he got sacked, but it just makes your eyes bleed, really. And the Middlesbrough fans were just wanting him out for months, but. At least you got him out, really, and hopefully you can get a better man in for next season.
Well, if you can, because they have got a lot of good players.
Yeah, they do.
Middlesbrough,
so I was 6 on that one, and I get no points, which means I get 1 point out of the top 2, which finishes me on 21 points this season, which is 3 more than last year.
For myself, again, a bit of a shocker these last two. I went for Middlesbrough as well. I was 5 positions out on that one, 0 points. And in first position, I went for my worst prediction of the season. I thought Stoke City would end up as champions. They actually finished all the way down in 16th position, and I was 15 positions out there. Absolute shocker this season by Stoke, as we've already touched upon. The amount of good players they had coming down from the Premier League, but as we've seen time and time again, the Championship is a different animal than the Premier League. So overall, I had 27 points. You had 21st. How does that compare to last season? Well, Nathan, you had 17 last season. This year, you've had 21. So you've got 4 more than last year. So that is an improvement. And I've totally turned things around. Although I had some absolute terrible predictions, i.e. that Stoke one and Norwich. You could say the likes of Bristol City as well. Sheffield United. I came away this season with 27 points, which was 14 better than the 2017-2018 campaign. So overall, yeah, I'm fairly happy with that I have improved. Hopefully I'll be able to improve again next year in the 2019-2020 campaign. Nathan, what are your final thoughts?
I could have done much better, to be honest. 3 more isn't really the best, I thought. Especially with some of, well, I didn't actually get a perfect score this year, more like perfect predictions. So
well, I only had, I think I had 2 altogether. Yeah, just the 2, the Swansea and the Reading one. But of course, our focus this season has been, or last season just gone, has been on the Premier League. But next season, I'm going to have more focus on the Championship. I did have that the previous season, and I didn't get that as many points as this season. So next year, hopefully, our predictions will be a lot better, and our focus will be more on the Championship than it will be on the Premier League. So once again, guys, before we go, is there anything you'd like to add?
Search my channel, link in the description below.
Excellent. There will be a reaction video coming out for the Premier League season as well. That'll probably be out in a week or probably around about a week's time. So look out for that video. And any other videos, just keep watching. Throughout the season, I think there's over 200 videos on this channel now, so if you haven't seen them all, go check them out. But for now, we'll both bid you farewell. I'm off to edit this video. Look forward to reacting to our Premier League predictions, and we'll see you real soon.